Afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. This is EIE. Enough is enough. I want just go through a quick light one, and I want you guys to watch a video because I've been saying it right from time that like a nation that is built on war will not stop fighting war. Yes, now two set of issues I want to talk about today. The two set of issues now, one concerning the ESN, the IPOP agitation, and the other one now Nigeria law enforcement and our federal government put together. Um, Last time we saw the NSAS protest, how it went, how the Lagos State Commissioner of Police instructed their boys, brutalize the youth of Nigeria. And thank God that a very vibrant lawyer stood for that Uber driver. And I believe by now, if you place a trace, you go discover, say, president hand dey inside this matter. Why I want quick talk about this issue now today be say, I just come across the video where they shoot gun for inside Anambra, like say na Nollywood or Hollywood movies. Now we dey watch. I will play on the clip today. I want make una understand the perimeter of wetin I dey try one analyze. Why I talk say these two set of group now I want talk to the group federal government as a group now, because why? Because they are failing from their responsibility, and the ESN also think they can restore their nation back with violence. Because I was watching through some video whereby those guys are acting like the Nigeria police, the Nigeria army, and all of that. My brother, make we talk sense put for our head. Any country where you build with war, you will continue to fight war with no peace for that nation. You will continue to fight war for that nation without peace. I mean, we want to make history repeat itself. Make we talk truth now. Make we talk truth. Make we talk truth. I mean, we want to make history repeat itself. The only way we can take back our sovereign, which is our territory, is to do it in a peaceful and in a justified way, through the justice, through the law, which I have a solution for you people. I've been telling you guys, I've been saying it. If those of you that are following me will be watching my video and see that, like, the Nigeria Indigenous Nationality Alliance for Self-Determination, NINAS, is the only solution. We have nothing more to do than to go to the website of www.ninasvoice.org. Just get yourself there and follow the instruction there, and let's get these people done. Listen, this battle has started since 22 years ago. NINAS has been on the federal government because the 1999 constitution is the problem we are facing in that country, that you and I have no say, no right over our lands and territory. The commissioner of police in Anambra is an able man, but it took order from the president, or let's say the IG, Inspector General of Police. Look at the shooting. It was like a battlefield. Just imagine if those bullets now ran into innocent people. Quest for power. What are all these all about? You want to take back your land? All the nations we are talking about that, like you guys said, the ESN and the IPOP said they've taken over their sovereign. They didn't do it in a war manner. They did it by sovereign. They went through an election in their region to decide whether they want to continue with that nation or not. It has happened in so many countries, even here in Canada, Quebec and Canada. It happened in 1995. I don't know why they think they could go out of Nigeria with war. How can you cannot? It has happened before. Ojukwu was a military man. Ojukwu was a trained military man. He could not defeat the Gowon as at then with Nigeria army. Why do you guys think you can defeat the Nigeria army and the police and all of that? With all the battalions they have and the illegal recruitment these guys are doing, bringing people from back of Nigeria into Nigeria army. The law of Nigeria, the constitution of Nigeria does not scrutinize this affair of this government, and these people keep doing the things they like, and you think you can get away with it by trying to want to fight them back with guns? It cannot be done. It not go fit happen that way. The Nigeria Indigenous Nationality Alliance for Self-Determination. You can visit NINAS on our website, www.ninasvoice.org. Let's get in there. The instruction on what we are going to do is right there. We're going to move from there, and you people saw the demonstration in New York. 22 years of work is already on ground, and we have to come together to be able to achieve this. I'm appealing to you, brothers and sisters. If you know you are from Anambra State, like I was saying, they'll say, if you want kill rat with the inside pot, make you not destroy the pot. You go use sense, kill the rat. This is the system of Nigeria government. When you try to want to stop them, they comply force. They comply force. Imagine those bullets that was like coming out. Pa, 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 pa. This is what they do to us. This is what they do to us. Watch this video. This is what they do to us. They use the Nigerian army to humiliate us. People will say, we know. Imagine this student. Nigeria called. How many of our leaders called and obeyed? How many of them are serving our father's land with love, with strength, and faith? The labor of our heroes. They are letting all be in vain. All, they are in vain. They are all in vain. Look at these children reciting the Nigerian national anthem inside the floor. No good environment for education for these children. Direct our leaders right. Teach them the truth to know. How many of our leaders know this truth? Live in just and true. Where justice shall reign. How many of them are serving Nigeria with all their heart? How many of them are serving their land with truth and in faith? Our Nigeria government, we know all their strategies. We know all they could do. This is what they keep doing. When you fail to comply to them, they use the military. Those zombies that call themselves the Nigerian police, the Nigerian army, and whatever. And these people, they don't even have guarantee in the hands of these politicians. And yet they put their life in front line. That policeman that was dragging that Uber driver now, I believe the commissioner of Lagos State will deny him. Before you know, that guy will lose job. They'll say they tell you, give you order, they not tell you, make you go do and pass as you do. I'm appealing to all the Nigerian police force and army. Okay, make we talk about the federal government. Una get the mind to even go Anambra, go after these people, these guys. But una forget say una get pending issue. Una forget say una get pending issue. Pending issue wey be say una no fit deal with. Wetin happen to all these guys? All these guys. Okay, tell me, if Nigeria army go look for all these guys who they talk about, all these guys, the Boko Haram, the Fulani herdsmen, the bandits, and those terrorist group. Tell me, if Nigeria army, the way they recruit themselves today, the way they recruit themselves for that video where they shoot aside, shame on that commissioner of police, say it was a joke. Why you not go inside where Boko Haram? They mean you go, since you sabi combat. Then you go face people where they say yes, they claim themselves as terrorist group. Look at them. You can't even deal with these people. Yet you say now these innocent people where they try one fight for their freedom now I want you to make una watch this video. No, na watch this video. At the end of the video, sit down and relax. Watch this video to the end. Visit Nina. www.nina's.voice.org. I need you guys to listen to it. And please don't forget that you are just joining me. Like, share.
people to tell them that we are around, that come out, exercise their franchise, their constitution, their have them content, exercise them, and also tell them have the
Ninas, where we came from, where we are, or the road to freedom. Today, we speak of Ninas, but know that the struggle for the restoration of our sovereignty did not start today. As a matter of fact, the struggle started almost as soon as the sovereignty of the ethnic nationalities was stolen by the imposition of the 1999 Constitution, which maintained a unitary government. With the end of the military regime and return to democracy, there was great hope that the country would be returned to what the people had voted for, and that existed prior to the military intervention in 1966. The hope of the country was dashed when, instead of a return to a federal governance structure with multiple self-governing and autonomous government with their own constitutions, the government was kept centralized in a federal government that kept all the power, the asset, and resources of the ethnic nationalities. Making things worse, this so-called constitution was not put to a referendum, and so was not made by the people. Deprive the citizens of their right to benefit contained in Chapter 2, made federal character unenforceable, gave the lion's share of the oil and other assets to the far north through a federal account sharing process that was exclusively weighted to favor the far north and make corruption official. Let me take you back over 2 decades of our journey. It all started when the military regime of General Abdul Salami Abubakar imposed a unitary 1999 constitution, which in turn was a wholesale rival of the 1979 constitution that was also known to be a victory charter for the Nigeria-Biafra War of 1967 to 1970. When it was made public a few weeks after inauguration of General Obasanjo as president, a better half of those in the legal profession gathered itself at conference and, without much ado, recognized the flaws, loopholes, and selfish intentions, then concluded that the constitution was not legitimate and would not lead Nigeria to any form of advancement. It was important that the mechanism or vehicle to set up a countrywide rejection of this forgery of a constitution was put in place. The journey commenced when, in 2004, the Pro-National Conference Organization, PRONACO, was established to rework the damaged federal constitutional basis of Nigeria. PRONACO being the People's Sovereign National Conference of Ethnic Nationalities in Nigeria, convened in all ethnic nationalities, and quickly mandated its representation to go back to their people and to come up with a ratified draft of how they would want to participate in the Union of Nigeria. The conference sat in plenaries across the cities of Lagos, Port Harcourt, Enugu, Jos, and Kano, then returned to Lagos for the final sitting, and in participation, conveners in the likes of Anthony Ehanoro, Wole Soyinka, Chukwu Emeka Odumego Ojukwu, and similar leaders across the territories. This resolution was an agreement derived from the composite People's Constitution as presented and defended by ethnic nationalities representation in those sequential conference. And it is important to know that there were observers from the international community, including the US and European Union observers. In August 2006, a delegate from Castina moved the motion for adoption of the draft People's Constitution that emerged from the 29-point resolution of the conference. In furtherance of the Protocol Consensus to restore the federal basis of the Nigerian Union, in 2007, the Movement for a New Nigeria was set up as an enforcement of the consensus at the time to exclude the 12 contiguous northern states that had introduced and embraced the Sharia legal system against the secular basis for Nigeria. The Allies had insisted that democracy and Sharia system could not coexist in the same political space, hence the need for a new vehicle, the Movement for New Nigeria. On the 23rd of May 2007, MMN, through its legal counsel, filed a suit at the Federal High Court Abuja to challenge the legitimacy of the imposed 1999 Constitution, seeking the termination of the entire Constitution. At the court hearings, which had the Attorney General of the Federation representing the federal government, legal representation of the National Assembly, and others admitted the people case which they could not defend the challenge, but insisted that the plaintiff had no lucus standi. In English, the plaintiff had no status at law to bring in the case to challenge the legitimacy of the 1999 Constitution. Having acknowledged that the restoration of the people's sovereignty did not need the participation or permission of government, the Joint Multi-Regional Vehicle instituted the MMN Lagos Declaration 30th of June 2011, by which the Allies partner blocks, the Lower Niger, South-South, and Southeast, the Yoruba land, and the Middle Belt publicly rejected the Caliphate-imposed 1999 Constitution, mandating regional self-determination actions which included referendum and international outrage. In furtherance to the mandate of the MMN Lagos Declaration, the people of the Lower Niger on the 27th of April 2015 held the Solemn Assembly in Port Harcourt City to wholly repudiate the 1999 Constitution. In that assembly, the 1,885 ethno-linguistic map of the Lower Niger was adopted as a geographical basis of federating. The assembly mandated the distillation of character of relationship as well as asset protection and guarantee scheme to protect the asset of the indigenous people in other blocks of Nigeria. On the mandate for international outrage of the MNN Lagos Declaration, and LNCT visited Capitol Hills, Washington, to make a case for the termination of the operation of Nigeria's 1999 Constitution at the special congressional event on Nigeria in May 2015. The team also made informal consultation for the same matter at the UN headquarters in New York in the same year. 2 years later, still in furtherance to mandate of the MNN Lagos Declaration, the Yoruba indigenous people held the Yoruba Solemn Assembly at Ibadan on the 7th of September 2017. The Assembly publicly repudiated the 1999 Constitution as the basis of the Federation of Nigeria and proclaimed the self-determination right of the Yoruba land to reclaim autonomy of Yoruba land.